Snoke, using the Force, takes Kylo's lightsaber out of his hand, hovering it over Kylo's right hand.
Just like your grandfather and your uncle, you will now become a true Skywalker.
With one swift motion, the lightsaber goes straight through Kylo's forearm. Rey, Luke, and Chewie are sitting down, eating by the fire, when Rey jolts, grabbing her hand, letting out a small scream. Ah! Rey, are you okay? Yeah. Sorry. What happened? Rey looks at the sharp stick she's using to hold her dinner by the fire. I must have poked myself. My fault. She lies to Luke, and he can sense it. Master Skywalker, what exactly are you looking for in those books? Luke puts down his dinner and turns to Rey to explain. Chewie grabs it and starts eating it. Snoke is something that a simple lightsaber won't solve, Rey. He is an entirely new evil. There has to be something in those books that can help us. Luke stands up and hands Rey his father's lightsaber. Here. Gets pretty dark at night. Just try not to lose an arm. But Master Skywalker, what about you? Rey takes the saber and pockets it, while Luke pulls out his own saber and ignites it. A green glow lights up the area. See you at first light, kid. Luke walks away to his hut, using the saber for light. Rey goes to finish her dinner, but realizes Chewie took hers too. Really? Rey is about to head to the Falcon to sleep as she hears talking going on in Luke's hut. She can't make it out, but it sounds to be like there's more than one person. She stops to listen. Nothing. So then she continues to walk to the Falcon. Kylo is sitting in his chambers, fitting a leather glove to cover up his mechanical hand. He stares at it for a moment, admiring it, and he mutters to himself,
Every day, I'm becoming more and more like you.
Kylo stands up, revealing Darth Vader's mask on the table. Kylo begins to exit his chambers when he hears a deep, dark voice.
You are nothing like me, and will never be.
Kylo turns around. Out of Vader's mask, smoke is pouring out, taking the shape of the Dark Lord.
Grandfather.
Kylo takes a knee in respect to his grandfather.
You have failed me once again, grandson. I will no longer tolerate failure.
I did everything you asked. You said, let the past die. I killed Han Solo.
And now you are more conflicted than ever. You must fully pledge yourself to the dark side.
And how do I do that, grandfather?
The smoke that was once taking the shape of Vader vanishes as a message from Snoke plays on Kylo's hologram.
You must go to the coordinates I have programmed in your ship. Only after you will complete this, you will be ready.
The hologram shuts off as Kylo exits the room. Leia, Poe, and Finn are all sitting down at the medbay. Finn is getting checked on out by Resistance medical droids. So she's gone with Chewie to find your brother?
Don't forget about R2-D2. He also went as well, Master Finn.
Thank you, 3PO. She went to bring Luke back to us. Why did she go there in the first place? After Ben turned, he took some of his students with him. Luke knew that Snoke is something we have never seen before, so he went to the first Jedi temple to find an answer. Answer for what? Leia stands up, looking at the blue flashing lights of hyperspace. Snoke isn't just another Sith Lord. Luke and my father destroyed the Sith. Luke had a feeling Snoke has been alive before the Empire. Maybe even before the Old Republic. How will Rey know where we are then? Leia pulls out a gold-blue beacon. With this, Oct 2, morning. Rey walks down to Luke's hut, but he's not there.
Master Skywalker! Master Skywalker! In here.
The voice coming from the staircase inside the tree as Rey walks down and down the spiral staircase. I thought we were going to begin my training. Luke puts his book down. I'm sorry, Rey, but I can't. What? Anger floods Rey's face. You said I will not make the same mistake I made with Ben Solo. I'm not Ben Solo! I'm sorry, Rey. Luke picks his book back up and starts reading. Who were you talking to last night? Ray, I'm an old man. When you tend to get that old, No, I heard a second voice. Go look around the island. You will not find another living soul here. In frustration, Ray runs up the staircase. Luke licks his finger and flips to the next page. Ray walking towards the falcon, muttering to herself, biggest waste of my time. She reaches the falcon and starts turning it on. Chewie wakes up from his sleep and starts grumbling. We're leaving, Chewie. Chewie turns off all switches. Look, we aren't going to win this war by reading books. I need to go help my friends. Chewie lets out a loud roar as Ray calms down. You're right, Chewie. I'll try again. Ray leaves the falcon. Walking back to the island, she is repeating herself. I will try again. I will try again. Repeating it over and over, she hears a raspy echo.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
Ray stops. She looks around. Nothing. And she calls out, Who said that? Luke? No response. Hello? She runs down the staircase back to Luke. I heard something. Does Chewie still talk in his sleep? No, it wasn't him. It sounded like the voice I heard last night. I don't know what to tell you, kid. Like I said, there's only us on this island. Now, before you leave me stranded. Luke tosses a book to her. Ray flips through the book. A very confused look comes across her face. I barely understand all of this. Train me. Then I'll be able to help you out more. I cannot train you. You have no patience. I sense much anger in you. Much like Ben. Well, because my friends and your sister are going to die. And we're just sitting here. Luke takes a moment to think. First lunch, then one lesson. And it's right back to the books. Kylo Ren is walking towards his ship when the Knights of Ren approach him.
Supreme Leader has given me a task. I must do it alone. Find me the location of the Resistance before I return.
Kylo enters his ship and takes off. Going into hyperspace, he looks at the coordinates.
I wonder.
Rey and Luke are on top of a cliff, sitting with their legs crossed and eyes closed. After a moment of nothing happening, Rey begins to get impatient. Master Skywalker, you haven't told me what to do. Luke doesn't respond. In fact, he doesn't even flinch at her comment. I feel nothing. I don't understand. As Rey continues to speak, Luke uses the Force to rip a leaf off of a tree and covers her mouth with it. She has no patience. As Luke finishes his sentence, Rey hears another voice, different from the one earlier, but a voice she's heard before.
You will learn patience.
This voice was younger, still old and wise, but much younger. Rey's trying to talk, but her mouth is still covered. Rey, I have to get back to my books. Please continue this exercise, and I'll be with you shortly. Luke gets up and walks away, the leaf now falling off Rey's mouth. But Master, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Shut up and close your eyes. Luke yells in the distance. Rey sits down with her eyes closed. Midday turns into sunset. Rey, not moving an inch, opens her eyes. I feel it. Light. Darkness. Balance. A small rock in front of Rey begins to float. She laughs in joy. She makes a tree branch float with a couple of rocks, and then she sees a big boulder just below her. Reaching out with the Force, she struggles intensely, the boulder shaking as it falls back down. Too big.
Size matters not.
Rey turns around. It's the first voice she heard before. A small frog-like creature with an animus blue glow around him. It's Yoda, the Jedi Master.
Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you?
Who are you? Master Yoda. Luke walks up the cliff.
Young Skywalker. Teaching, you call this?
Well, I'm a little fat now to get onto her back and make her run around and do flips. Yoda laughs. Rey, this is Master Yoda. He taught me in the ways of the Jedi.
Teach the girl. I will. A job you have, young Skywalker.
Luke nods. When you have to leave, I can take over, Master. Master Yoda, what does Luke mean by leave?
Energy it costs to visit you from the Force.
Stay long? I cannot. In the morning, training will begin.
Yoda vanishes. Poe and Finn are sleeping. Leia is staring into the blue of hyperspace as C-3PO walks in.
Oh, Princess, you have an incoming message from the Senator of Naboo.
Put it up. A slim, bearded man appears. Finn and Poe wake up now. Dario, it's nice to see you, old friend.
Leia, when you arrive, you need to go to your hidden base as soon as possible.
We're almost there. Is everything okay?
It's the First Order. They've contacted me saying I need to swear allegiance to them. They'll kill my people and then me.
You need to get here and stay hidden before they do. We'll head straight to the waterfall when we get there. Dario takes a moment and nods before ending the call. Finn walks up to Leia. I got a bad feeling about this. Senator's office in Naboo. Leia's hologram leaves the emitter as Dario stands up.
They're almost here.
The Knights of Ren are standing in that office, weapons pointed towards the Senator. Kylo's ship comes out of hyperspace, approaches a small swampy planet. The ship enters the atmosphere filled with rain and clouds. His ship touches down. Large trees and vines engulf the area. Kylo gets out, the mush of his footsteps walking towards a small hut. Kylo enters this small hut. On his knees because it's so tiny, he looks around the hut. An empty cloak on a bed. He picks up the cloak, takes a moment. Walking out of the hut, he sees a dark cave. He's reached his destination. Rey is sitting with her legs crossed and eyes closed. Two big boulders stacked on each other. The third one is on the ground. Yoda is sitting beside her.
Breathe. Focus. A powerful ally when used properly.
I can't keep these two balanced while moving the third. It's too heavy. Rey pushes through the force to make the third rock start to float. Shaking violently, the rock starts to stack onto the top. Rey's face is turning red.
Breathe, Rey.
The rock tumbles. She looks at Yoda. Master, they are too big.
Progress you are making. More focus you will need.
The rocks stack up, one by one, perfectly. Rey is shocked. I don't believe it. That is why you fail, Rey. Rey notices Luke is holding his hand out to make the rocks float. As she looks back at Yoda, he has vanished. Kylo climbs into a dark, damp cave. He's sitting there for a moment in pitch black. At last. Kylo ignites his saber, illuminating the cave in red. A Zabrak standing there. It's Darth Maul. He ignites his double-ended lightsaber. He jumps towards Kylo, spinning his blades. They clash, trying to take young Kylo Ren's head clean off. The fight is fast, red igniting the dark cave. Maul pulls his lightsaber to whack Kylo's head. Kylo blocks it with his crossguard. With one swift motion, he slices Maul in half. Before his body hits the ground, he vanishes. Kylo is breathing heavy. About to exit the cave, he hears a familiar robotic breathing. Kylo turns around, and Darth Vader is standing there. More real than ever, he kneels down.
Grandfather.
Vader walks towards him. He puts his hand on Kylo's shoulder, then swiftly ignites his saber and plunges it towards Kylo. Reacting fast, Kylo rolls and ignites his saber. The sabers clash. Only using one hand, Vader is easily taking on his grandson. With one swift motion, Vader destroys Kylo's saber. Kylo is defenseless.
Please, grandfather.
Vader raises his saber as he strikes down his grandson. Kylo wakes up on the floor of the cave screaming. Ah! Rey is speaking to Luke when she hears a scream. Ah! What was that? Luke is confused. What was what? That scream. Rey, there was no scream. Rey runs towards the edge of a cliff, revealing a dark cave. What is that? A dark place, Rey. You must never go in there. Rey starts running towards the cave. The scream sounded familiar. She almost reached the cave. Rey, please! You will only find pain. Rey looks back at Luke. She pauses and enters the cave. I'm sorry. The screaming growing louder as the deeper she goes into the cave. She reaches the bottom, breathing heavily. No one is around. Hello? A wall of smoke appears. She walks towards it and runs into an invisible wall. The smoke clears up, and lying on the ground is Kylo Ren. You monster! What did you do? Kylo gets up, taps his lightsaber on the invisible wall, and it bounces right off it. He turns his lightsaber off.
Interesting. This isn't a vision. You're actually you.
Rey hits the wall trying to break it. No use because it doesn't move. Why are you here?
Why are you?
I heard you screaming. Kylo looks confused.
Very interesting. Where are you?
Where are you?
Dagobah, I'm assuming you're with Skywalker. If you still need a teacher, my offer still stands.
Never. You killed his students and burned down his temple.
He ignored me. Jealous of my powers, he shunned me and my knights. He decided to give more attention to those fools he called Padawans. So I found a better teacher.
Rey looks confused.
Oh, he didn't mention his own nephew he abandoned. My fate is his fault.
Rey looking at Kylo Ren, she sees Ben Solo for the first time. Ben?
Don't you want to know where you come from? Join me, Rey, and I can help you with that.
Kylo extends his hand, snapping back into reality. She snaps at him. Never! You killed your own father!
I never killed my father.
I saw you. You murdered him.
I killed our father.